So I'd like to tell a story about that because it's a very easy way to understand the nature of how we develop and what happens in us when development stops. So as human beings, we grow like a tree, and sometimes we just stop up and we can't become the fullest of us. And that's where the Pesos comes in. So I think the way Ken Wilber describes this is to say, so what if every child is born in the world with 100 Pesos? And it grows, and at the kitchen, when it's 3 years old, something happens, it's slapped or something happens, and you lose some of the Pesos. You lose some of your aliveness, or something happens to you that makes your life unfoldment not be as fully living as you were. And as you grow, something happens, you might be bullied at school, or you lose your girlfriend, or something happens, and then that makes a contraction in you. And you grow and you grow, and then you come to a place where it's difficult to grow further before you collect your Pesos. Like you have to go down and pick up those contractions, release them to be able to arise. And very much of this, for me, is I see a lot of spiritual people really growing fast, and also in communities, people get the spiritual thing, they get their life purpose, they're willing to go, they work with their victimized sides of themselves, but the deep Pesos, which is made on maybe before birth, during birth, first year, second year, third year, where you are without language, is really, really difficult to release on your own, because you're without language, and because also you will need a grown-up to be there with you, meeting you in that. And if some Pesos is lost in relation to, for example, your mother, to release that contraction in your body system and also in your scripts, in your head, you will need another relation to release that. So it's about picking your Pesos, is to go down inside of yourself, find the spots and the places where you have contractions still, release that to be able to grow, so that you don't only grow like this, but you go back, you find the Pesos there, and then you can be more sustainable in the world. Also as you grow. And also the speed of growth increases with the Pesos that you're collecting. So if you go get your ground Pesos, that affects your whole view of your life. And I can remember very well a lot of my own Pesos collections. Some of them were on a really early stage of my life, and I didn't really know what I worked on, but I was met in that. I could feel that fully, and when that is felt fully, the realization of that sensation of contraction releases in the body, and then something else emerges, like life force. And you might not know totally what that will bring, but I hear a lot of people saying, well, Alanja, I don't know quite what we did, but I feel and I experience that people talk to me differently. They see me in a different way, and I'm much more relaxed in walking in this world.
Can you give an example of someone that's collected those ground Pesos or those deep Pesos, and what kind of change or impact have you seen in those people's lives?
I don't think I would go for any names on this, but what I have seen is people that might really have contracted body figures and walking around in the world with a suspicious eye. The most visible signs of people that have worked deeply is their freedom, is their way of walking in this life, like walking their shoes, because they know who they are. They've got the full sense of who they are. They've got to fully experience. So if I have fully experienced my capacity of fear, for instance, if I've gone truly into that and felt the full fear, then I know there is no more fear to find. So I know myself in that area of myself. And the more I know and the more I've tasted of me, the more solid I'm walking in this world. And that also gives a more free flow. It gives a broader view, because you're tasting parts of you that makes you increase also as a human being. And if you felt the fully taste of you in anger, in joy, it's also easier for you to be with other people in their world in tasting that. So the ultimate answer for that would be like, if you see a person that feels like free and spontaneous and has a capacity to draw resources when needed, my view would be that this person has collected a lot of pesos.